Welcome to the gold medal game. OCAA top spot on the line here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. You're watching the Hawks Sports Network. The OCAA Championship presented by Humber College wraps up right now on Championship Saturday. The #1 nationally ranked Humber Hawks are on their home field hosting the #4 ranked national team, Seneca Sting. Should be a fantastic game of two teams who know how to put the ball in the back of the net and also are both very strong defensively. It'll be fascinating to see how those dynamics play out here today. My name is Matt Hamill. With me is my broadcast partner, Andrew Milani. Andrew, I kind of touched on it briefly there. The scoring power from both of these teams should be very fun to watch, but we're also looking at two teams who don't allow much goals against. We're looking at just 5 goals allowed for each of these teams on the season.
Yeah, both these teams holding down strong defensively, play that strong possession game. In a way, they get that offense start from the back end, each of them only allowing 5 goals each on the season. And you mentioned that both these teams are very strong offensive clubs as well. Seneca scoring 50 goals, Humber scoring an OCAA record 56 goals on the season, en route to a 10-0 perfect regular season. When you take playoffs into account, these two teams combined for a 25-0 record. It's going to be a clash of titans here this afternoon. I'm fired up about this one, Matt. I don't know about you, so I'm ready to get things going.
Well, you touched on it there. 25-0 combined record for these teams. There's a look at the national championship victories for Humber. Hawks have won 6 of the past 9 national championships. They've won 8 dating back to 1995. But Andrew, when we look at that banner there, what stands out, national championship wins for Humber in 2012, 2013, 2015, 16, 2018, and 2021. Last year capturing that national title, looking to punch their way, although both of these teams are heading to Langley, British Columbia for that CCAA national tournament. Humber not looking to just capture the OCAA gold, but eyeing another national title as well.
Yeah, Humber Hawks, they've had 3 big dynasties in their history. The first one being their men's basketball team of those early to mid-90s. Then it was the men's golf squad of the early 2000s. And now it's men's soccer turn. The last 10 years or so has just been dominance by this squad. You mentioned that they won 6 of the last 9 national tournaments. Well, they've won 9 of the last 11 provincial titles as well, looking to make it 10-12 here today.
And let's talk about the Seneca Sting, 4th-ranked team in the nation. They punched their way to this gold medal game after a quarterfinal win against St. Clair, 2-1. And then beating the George Brown Huskies yesterday, 4-0. So that's kind of the offensive play we expect from Seneca. 4 goals scored yesterday. But really, it's that conversation, Andrew, this afternoon here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. The unstoppable force, the immovable object. Both teams so skillful at scoring, so strong defensively. How does that play out when these two teams meet here with OCAA gold on the line? Tell me, Andrew, do you have the crystal ball?
I unfortunately do not, but I'll do my best to give a little preview of that here today. Both these teams play a strong possession match. I think it's going to be kind of a will between those two styles. And it's just going to come down to whoever plays the best here today, whoever's going to hang on to the ball the most. As both these teams can score, both these teams can defend. Both these teams have a number of league all-stars. Humber, of course, having OCAA Men's Player of the Year, Luca Uccello. Seneca having the OCAA East Division Player of the Year, Atif Ali, the diminutive defender. I mean, a couple of assists from that back end, kind of playing in part to where we alluded to before, how they get offense started from their back end and kind of work it forward. And I see the referees and players, each team starting 11 and getting ready to walk in here as we get the Champions League music here.
Now, Humber has won the past 3 provincial gold medals. 2 of those 3 years winning the national title as well. And for Seneca, back-to-back bronze medals in the past 2 OCAA seasons of play. Looking to upgrade to perhaps a gold on a sunny Saturday afternoon. Great weather for a soccer match here.
Perfect weather. Sunny and warm. Wind's kind of calmed down here a bit. Looking at the flags just outside the entrance of OSA here in Vaughan. Picture perfect weather here in the fall for some footy.
14 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. There is a drone in the sky capturing some overhead footage. Let's talk more about some of those players to watch for this afternoon. You mentioned Luca Uccello.
There's none yet.
The 8th player in Humber Hawks program history to be named OCAA Player of the Year. The guy who makes his presence felt in every match at both ends of the pitch. Setting a new conference record with 12 assists, did Uccello, with 10 tallies in 10 matches this season. Not a bad goal a game average for Luca.
He has been Mr. Consistency this year for the Humber Hawks. You basically expect him to get a goal and an assist every game, which is very rare in a game like soccer, which is known for its defense and lack of goal scoring, but Uccello seems to make his presence known on the score sheet every game.
They're coming now.
Experienced players for Humber. We can also look at Alex Mexarski,
The refs just came out.
5th-year guy for Humber, who's a first-team All-Star, former All-Star for the Ryerson Rams. Now Mexarski is Defensive Player of the Year in the OCAA. Big part of that reason why Humber only allowed 5 goals against all season long.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Keegan Wilson as the center backs for his squad kind of make that brick wall so tough to penetrate that defense. Mexarski also pinches in a little bit offensively as well, scored some big goals this season, including one yesterday in the semifinal.
Now look out for Cadell Thomas as well, Brampton native. Finished 2nd on Humber this year in points. Thomas with 9 goals and 6 assists.
He has been part of that 3-headed monster for the Humber offense. You could add Cadell Thomas to that list. 9 goals, 9 assists. The 3 of them have been such an unbelievable trio. And once you get Federico Leal in there, it's for a tough lineup to contend against. But Seneca, of course, has some league all-stars of their own. Seneca possessing 9 first or second team all-stars. Humber with 9. So it's going to be an incredible match here today. So a lot of all-stars, a lot of talent.
Pageantry of the beautiful game unfolding before we get this one going. The team's walking out. This is where both these squads want it to be, Andrew. Undefeated. Not a loss between these two teams all season long. Andrew, also of note, no ties either. These teams all about their business. Now we talked about Seneca's pathway to the gold medal game. They beat St. Clair and then George Brown. For Humber, it was a quarterfinal win against Durham, 5-1 the score there. And then beating Fanshawe yesterday, 4-1. So that's the kind of offensive output we've come to expect from Humber. We'll see if they can put that many in the back of the net.
1/16.
What should be a heck of a gold medal game. Of course, Humber hosting the OCAA championship tournament here. Would love to capture their 4th straight OCAA title in a row here on home turf. Humber arm in arm here with the starters on the field.
There's one in front of the building. Let me know when I can put my laptop.
Almost time to get this gold medal show on the road. The Humber Hawks in the white jerseys, the Seneca Sting looking mean, all black with the uniforms today.
Used to seeing Seneca in the red, but we're in the all blacks and maybe sending a little bit of a message here. We'll see.
Like Tiger Woods on Sunday, right? Or is that Phil Mickelson who wears?
Tiger's red, isn't it?
Look, I'm not a big golf fan.
Neither am I.
I just know somebody in the PGA wears all black for the extra level of intimidation. And that is the move that Seneca is going with today. Now, of course, both of these teams have earned their spot in the national tournament in Langley, BC, a week from now. But who will go in with gold medal in their suitcase? That's what we find out today. Seneca, past 2 seasons, capturing bronze. They've secured at least the silver, but perhaps shiny gold. Humber breaks their huddle. Last few words of advice from 9th-year head coach Michael Aquino, the leader of this Humber team on the sideline. For the Seneca Sting, head coach Patrice Geiser, his 4th year with the program. Photo time for Humber.
That's a soccer tradition I love, the starting 11. A little photo op before the game.
Yeah, we'll get that ready for Instagram later, but for now, it's the task at hand. In net for Humber, Holger Zameda, who was one who earned a second-team selection, leading the division with 6 wins this season. So Humber with a very trusty keeper on that goal line in between the pipes.
Yeah, he's been trusted by Humber all season long against the top teams. Goals against average of under 1.87 to be exact. Save percentage is .750. He's been spectacular all season long for the Hawks. They just need him to be great for one more game here this afternoon, and they will be provincial champions.
Here we go. Time for the big dance.
Abdulaziz Babawala getting the start for Humber today. We've been used to seeing him coming in as a sub. Perhaps trying to add a little bit of extra dimension there. He's got a lot of that speed from the wing. Watch for Leal and Hussein to kind of feed him on that right side, try and get him open for a breakaway.
Here we go. The game is underway. The OCAA gold medal matchup between the Humber Hawks and Seneca Sting, 2 of the top teams in the country. Goes without saying, the top in the province as well. So we had the bronze medal matchup before this game earlier this afternoon. That was in favor of the George Brown Huskies, beating the Fanshawe Falcons 2-0. Now the game we've all been waiting for. And again, we kind of keep touching on this point of 2 teams who are offensively very gifted, but also equally strong on the defensive end. We'll see which gives way here this afternoon.
That George Brown bronze medal guarantees a clean sweep in the medals for Toronto colleges. Obviously, Toronto, the GTA, a big soccer hotbed. Now, just the question is, who's going to be the champion here today?
Conestoga College also well represented in that 10th nationally ranked spot. Conestoga not having the provincial tournament they had hoped for, not making an appearance here on Championship Day, the last Saturday of October. A big day for soccer. Here comes Seneca. So really not a lot of confusion here in terms of the kits on the field. We got the all-white uniforms and the all-black. Zameda for Humber. Ian Net will pass it right back to his defender. And taken away by Seneca, who looked to get set up in the offensive end. Passed inside there. Michael Pellegrini. Pellegrini working in deep for the sting, but Humber will ultimately come away with the ball. Zameda just sort of rolls it over. And the Hawks look to build an offensive drive here. And that pass just a little off the mark, taken right away by Seneca. Babawali trying to corral the ball for Humber, unsuccessful as Seneca tries to wrestle back possession here. Federico Leal. And Fed with a nice touch pass there. We'll get the throw in now. Luca Pinto, first-year guy for the Hawks, with the throw in. Keegan Wilson pushing it up the side. Ball now deep into Seneca territory. Appreciate you being with us here on the Hawks Sports Network. Gold medal game now well underway. 3.5 minutes into this one. Andrew, maybe a chance for Humber to set up their first real offensive opportunity deep in Seneca's territory.
And they have 5 strong offensive players that can, any one of them can chip in here. So a lot on Seneca's plate here early on. The Humber Storm will come offensively. It's just a matter of can Seneca weather it.
There's an opportunity kind of sent inside. Who will get the opening goal of this game? Some fancy work inside. That time it was Damian Kay getting down and dirty for the Hawks. Kay has 3 goals in the tournament, so big tournament for number 9 for Humber.
Yeah, another picture of consistency here for the Hawks. Almost guaranteed a goal every game he steps on the pitch.
The ball back in Seneca Sting control. Humber wrestles it back. Leal now in tight. Kay giving chase, but just a little too hot to handle. Now Kay's a guy with some good foot speed, but even he couldn't get that ball under control.
Yeah, it went just out of his range. We're looking for them to feed that through ball a lot to Damian Kay. Seneca, of course, is going to try and make things difficult.
Humber set the OCAA record for goals scored. There. Throw in coming up from Seneca. Looks like Atif Ali will be the one with the throw-in duties here. Taken back by Humber. Leal with the ball for the Hawks. And a little bit tough there. Humber in their defensive end kind of outplaying themselves as that's quickly put in bounds by Seneca. Maybe a chance to catch Humber a little off guard.
Yeah, Pinto was definitely caught off guard there. I don't think he was ready for that throw in.
Seneca doing a good job kind of maintaining the ball after that turnover by Humber. That ball sent in towards the middle. Bit of a dangerous play now, though. The Hawks are busting loose here, making their way into Seneca's side of the field. Down the sideline there, Abdul Babawali.
Great run there by Keegan Wilson. We've seen that so many times, him using that speed from that center back position, kind of open things up for the offense.
Omar Hussein with a arcing kick over to that far side of the field. Play's blown dead there.
It'll be a free kick for Humber. He knows what's on the line here in this gold medal match.
Here's Abdul using the speed here. Uccello. Humber with the OCAA Player of the Year in number 10. Very strong squad for Humber. They won the national tournament last year. National gold, something they have their eyes on once again. That ball's just a little bit out of reach for Luca Uccello. Ball high in the air. Seneca defense doing a good time. Played back towards the Seneca keeper. Well, Andrew, we're kind of just trading back and forth here. Really not much in the way of sustained offensive pressure. Just real back and forth. Maybe the team's still kind of feeling each other out as we do have a player. Bit of space now for Seneca to work with, charging in. As the number 4th ranked National League team hands it over. Right back. You know, you got to think both of these teams have such respect for each other's offensive abilities, so you're not really going to catch either of these teams surprised by the offensive firepower. So perhaps a cautious style of play, particularly early on in this gold medal game. We're kind of still, you know, just at that almost 17-minute mark here, so perhaps still in a bit of a feeling out process. Haven't quite seen these teams' offense able to unleash it inside. Babawali fighting for the ball. Finds it. Gets it back, and a soft touch handled easily by the Seneca keeper.
And that all started with Pyman Sultani kind of slipping as he kept that ball in bounds. If he had had that chance again, I think he would have just let that ball slip out of bounds for the throw-in.
Fighting for the ball now. Luca Pinto able to get a handle on it. Uccello got the ball in a decent spot in front of the penalty box, but once again just kind of rolls it in towards the Seneca goal line. Almost 20 minutes in, 0-0 is our score. We appreciate you watching the OCAA gold medal game here live on the Hawks Sports Network. Against St. Clair, despite those less than ideal weather conditions. Pardon me, that was Seneca who beat St. Clair on the rainy Wednesday. Humber beating Durham.
Just absolutely beautiful day. Couldn't have asked for better weather.
Working inside, Leal just loses the handle there. So Humber, you kind of start to feel building up the offensive momentum a little bit. Not really getting much in the way of shots, but they're getting in tight. Starting to cook some things up here, Andrew.
They're starting to figure out the Seneca team.
Had Uccello right in the mix there, looking for that loose ball. Doesn't find it, but that'll bring a corner kick opportunity on that far right side for Humber.
This is where Humber's wealth of riches with their players really comes into play. They have a couple free kick specialists that they can choose here. You're electing to go with the OCAA Player of the Year, Luca Uccello, off the corner kick, but you could easily send Leal in there as well. Saw in that earlier free kick a little bit of trickery there to get that kick going.
Yeah, Cadell Thomas rushing in. Very strong control of the... Saw Danny Medeiros for the Hawks kind of have to take a knee there for a second. We'll keep an eye on that. Good defense.
Right knee, right ankle area. Looking like he's still favoring it here now.
Yeah, he kind of fell down to the ground on his own accord, deep in Seneca territory. Now he kind of made his way back across half, but is once again back on the turf. You see there on the top right of your screen. Trainer kind of working on that right leg. For Humber, the athletic therapist, Jamie Van Goosen, in her first year with the team in this role. Checking into the game for the Humber Hawks will be Kofi Awua. Third-year player for Humber. And yes, Danny Medeiros will check out with that injury. Seneca with Alex Mazarski. Let's see how this played out, ultimately getting Mazarski, the opening goal scorer in this game, getting him a yellow card. That's how it went down, Andrew.
Yeah, tough to tell in real time if he got ball first or there or not. Mazarski not happy about being awarded a card.
We have two players for the Sting kind of in the mix here. See if they have any trickery afoot with Atif Ali and Joshua Alegria. Hard contact inside. So for the Humber Hawks, benefiting from a opening goal from Alex Mazarski. Abdul Babawali with goal number 2. Good way to start the first half. Andrew, we've seen throughout the tournament just how important those goals are early in the game to kind of establish the tempo. Get that advantage of sort of playing from in front here.
And through these final 4 games, whoever's opened up the scoring has gone on to win.
Seneca looking for a fast break. Humber doing a good job defensively. Shutting things down. Zameda clears that out. That's a bit of a handball that time. Well, perhaps a foul called earlier before the apparent handball, because Seneca gets the free kick.
It had to be, because that was a pretty obvious handball. I don't think the referee would have been able to miss that.
Because there was an infraction prior to this.
Had to be, had to be.
Ball in deep here on that left side. Seneca coming away now, charging towards the Humber keeper. Cleared out for now. Seneca still with the ball on Humber's side here. Lots of space to maneuver with. Trying to charge with the ball and get out of the zone. You have a Seneca player on the turf, make that 2. No whistles here as Humber's charging back on offense. The Hawks being pressured well by the Seneca defense. But for now, the offensive drive by the Hawks has been on a cutout by some strong Seneca defense. Opportunity here working down the sideline, but give full credit to Holger Zameda.
Zameda playing that role of the keeper sweeper to perfection there. Cutting out that offensive opportunity by the Seneca Sting.
Now working down low is Cadell Thomas. Able to open up the scoring with that beauty from Alex Mazarski. The real defensive stud for Humber coming up to open up the scoring in the gold medal game. But we've seen a couple waves of pressure from the Humber offense. And ultimately those waves of pressure from Humber good for 2 goals. As a very strong tackle there. Looks like Keegan Wilson, a little worse.
Gotta hope he's okay.
Let's take a second look, Andrew, and let's see what kind of play we were dealing with here. Now, lots of calls for a handball here from the Humber team and fan base, but to no avail. A big opportunity for Seneca, perhaps, to come away with a goal, open up the scoring for their squad. And for Humber, let's see what everybody was upset about with the no call on the handball. Now, tough to really see anything there, but for a yellow card issued. And let's take a second look as Fed taken down pretty hard there.
Back up on his feet. It looks like, well, I would say it looks like he's going to take the free kick, but as we saw before, we really don't know until it's going to be taken if it's going to be him or Uccello. Wonder if we see a little bit of trickery here once again. That'll be the end of the half. I think that's just some unnecessary behavior there to pick up the ball, especially when the referee's given a couple warnings. Just something that could be easily avoided.
Tell you what, 2 very good teams meeting in the gold medal match. Andrew, it's been a physical brand of soccer. Like you said, those first 45 minutes have absolutely flown by. And a little bit of jibber-jabber here as teams are making their way to the bench. A little chit-chat. So this should be a very spicy conclusion to the OCAA gold medal game coming up here on the Hawks Sports Network. We appreciate you being here with us. We have a great game on hand, and we fully expect an exciting conclusion. Stay with us here. We'll be back after this quick break, take a look at some stats, and
Ontario Soccer Center for the OCAA Men's Soccer Championship. Heading into the gold medal game. This is the second half between the Seneca State.
And here come Seneca leading the charge. So, Andrew, we kind of saw, like I mentioned, things really heating up towards the end of that first half. And things getting, I mean, the whole half was very physical. The referees really allowing the players to play things out here. Not a lot in the way of calls. So you get the sense that'll kind of be how things continue here. And it's making for a very intense brand of soccer that's coincidentally very fun to watch. Happening in Langley, British Columbia. Beautiful Saturday here for some soccer with the second half now well underway. Now for Seneca, Andrew, definitely some frustration after that first half. We got to think that led by their head coach, Patrice Geiser, got to expect Seneca to rally. You know, we're talking about a team that's won 13 games this season. Seneca not looking to pick up that first loss here in the championship, but right now they're down by 2.
Yeah, they got their hands full with a really strong Humber squad here. There's been points where they've kind of got that ball near an 18-yard box, but haven't been able to really find their way through and get real grade A scoring chance through. But
now for Humber's stellar second-year goalkeeper, Holger Zameda, not a whole lot in the way of being tested in that first half.
no, not really. He just was called.
Seneca. A couple of yellow cards handed out in that first half as well. So the officials warranting a few calls in that first half.
One of those yellow cards being awarded to OCAA Defensive Player of the Year, Alex Mazarski. Of course, one of the defensive stallbacks for the Hawks. He's going to have to watch out. Can't get too physical here in the second half, as Seneca's going to want to turn up the temperature offensively.
Speaking of turning up the temperature, the day started out quite cool here at the Ontario Soccer Center, the home field of the Humber Hawks. As we have we'll see if that aspect of this game kind of comes back into the picture. As an opportunity here, Zameda stepping out, ball high in the air. And the referee saying, hey, that was a little too strong, Osman Hussein. So blowing the whistle. Seneca once again quickly restarting the play. Something we've seen time and time again. Seneca doing a real good job just getting the play started, and at times looking like they might catch Humber off guard. So far, hasn't really worked out into any goals on the board for the Sting.
That Humber backline holding up strong, especially just around the edge of that 18-yard box.
Charging in now, Zameda way out of his net. And he does corral that ball and will fall down. Good job by the Humber goalkeeper. Now, Zameda in net for Humber, earned a second team selection in the OCAA. Of course, you know that banquet giving out the awards for men's soccer. Humber was pretty active in terms of players receiving distinctions. Luca Uccello, of course, becoming the OCAA Player of the Year, the 8th POI in Humber Hawks program history for men's soccer. Uccello also setting a new conference record with 12 assists, along with 10 goals. 10 regular season matches this season. Of course, Mazarski was a first-team All-Star for the Hawks as well. Seneca need a goal, down 2 here, and not going to get anything on that possession as it's kicked out of bounds. Kofi Awuah inbounds it.
It's not too bad. I should be able to.
Federico Leal doing a good job. Deep in the Seneca zone right now. Andrew, we've kind of seen a little bit of a different complexion here in half number 2. Certainly things cooling off a little bit, but a good display there by Menez checking into the game. Seneca with a few open players along the side, but electing to kind of charge up the middle here. Will the very potent Seneca offense be able to establish itself here? We've certainly seen signs of Seneca's offense starting to come to life here in the second half of the gold medal game.
Collision there at the edge of the box. We have a Seneca player down. Keegan Wilson awarded a yellow card. Michael Aquino says should have been all ball, or shouldn't have been a foul because the player got the ball first, but Seneca player went down pretty hard. We'll get. Yeah, that was not a play on the ball. That was on the legs there.
Kind of working out the soreness here.
Francisco Thomas Zeros was on the wrong. Cross it into the box here, maybe get off ahead. Humber setting up a wall here with Cadell Thomas and Santiago Muniz.
Beautiful strike there. But as advertised, 2 teams who have won every game they've played thus far, coming head-to-head here. Final game of the provincial championship. And this game has delivered. It has been fun to watch. The best in the East versus the best in the West. Humber versus Seneca. And defense, because certainly looking like this game could blow in either direction at any moment. Chasing down now is Damian Kay. Getting set up now. Babawali over to Uccello. And that was just off the foot of Muniz.
That momentum swung all the way in the favor of the Humber Hawks here. Let's see if they can get that one more goal.
Beautiful feed inside. Man, that was a... So you have Uccello and Cadell Thomas down in that corner. We'll see if we get some of that patented Humber trickery. There it is from Uccello. The header, good for goal number 3, and for his second goal of the afternoon, Abdul Babawali putting Humber up 3-0 in the gold medal game.
Humber electing to use that guy right by the corner, right, just as a distraction there, as a little decoy. Instead of electing to cross it right into the box. Going to Babawali off his head, second of the match, 65th minute. Hawks in pretty good shape right now.
Let's run it back, Andrews, with a corner kick. Uccello.
Humber can play a little bit more comfortably here, though. Not too comfortably, not enough to allow Seneca to come back in.
But we'll be really kind of watching how Seneca responds now. As
as we have a hard tackle there, and once again in the center of that collision, Uccello. Let's see how Luca was tripped up. We'll run that playback right here on the Hawks Sports Network. Yeah, just sort of tangled up.
Yeah, late trip there.
Although good sportsmanship from the Sting. You saw number 8 walking over to help Uccello back to his feet. Erman Abdulatif.
We have a Seneca player down nearby midfield.
And Seneca will clear that down the field. Andrew Humber, like we mentioned, looking to win their 4th consecutive OCAA gold medal. And the fans are getting loud on the sideline, and they think maybe Humber could possibly. The only team in the OCAA who scored more goals than the Seneca Sting this year was the Humber Hawks. And it looks like Kay will be okay as he makes his way to his feet, although the trainer will remain in tow and give Damien a little extra once over. Make sure number 9 is all good. We're into the 69th minute of this matchup.
Kind of keep the tradition going. The next man up mentality has really been this program's strength.
Yeah, just continued prolonged success over the years, which you kind of get a sense when you see those years on the far side there around center field. Those are all the years that Humber has won the national championship. Of course, the most recent national title for Humber coming in 2021 last season. Perhaps eyeballing that repeat. Of course, here in the province of Ontario, Humber won its 25th division title this season and the 8th division title in the last 9 years. So that kind of speaks to your point, Andrew, of a lot of good players coming and going, but just finding a way to maintain consistent success for this Humber Hawk.
We're going to get a substitution here for Humber. Wahiz Rahimi is going to be checking in for Damien Kay. Isaiah Noel, Danny Maduro, Santiago Munez, and Luca Pinto, and Wahiz Rahimi, who just checked in. Noah McIntyre, just to name a few. And help build up this program and hopefully bring more provincial and national championships to come.
Puts this way out of reach. You mentioned it, the hat trick for Baba Wally.
Natural hat trick as well, 3 in succession. With just 12 minutes left, I think that might have been the kiss of death for the Seneca Sting.
Hussein passes it down. Baba Wally still pressing offensively.
Or no. He's awarding a card. Substitution for the Seneca Sting. Alex Medeiros will be coming in. Coming out, Steven Janicek. His high school, Holy Cross Catholic Academy. You know where that is, Matt?
Bolton.
Under 9 minutes to go.
Sub coming in for Seneca as well. Checking out of the game is Erman Abdulatif. In his place, Marco Frangini Andrade. Seneca looking to get on the board. Zameda doing a great job kind of getting into the mix there, disrupting that offensive chance. Seneca still has the ball here. Good offensive press here. Time ticking away here in this OCAA gold medal game. Down low, Seneca looking for their first goal of the game. Nice, deep, clearing shot. Wow, beautiful play, but offside. Let's run that back because it was a nice play to kind of corral the ball. Beautiful pass there from Osman Hussein. Match here, the OCAA gold on the line. We appreciate you being with us here on the Hawks Sports Network. Of course, we saw earlier today the bronze medal be awarded to the George Brown Huskies, beating the Fanshawe Falcons by a score of 2-0. Neat little pass there, fabulous. A little behind the back dipsy doodle by Adam Othman. So.
Of course, the next time we see Luca Uccello will be the national championships, much like Federico Leal.
Yeah, but for one final time, Luca Uccello walking off the field here at the Ontario Soccer Center. Great career with the Humber Hawks, and one more chance to do something big for the program at the national tournament, as that header by Seneca is well left of the net. Let's take a look at a save from a few minutes from the Humber keeper as we get back to live action here. That kind of scared me. I thought that ball was coming for the broadcast booth. Right at that sideline view here. Seneca only a few minutes to work with here. They've got the ball in the Humber zone. And it's a Seneca team that averaged 5 goals a game in the regular season. They made their way to this gold medal game by beating St. Clair 2-1 and George Brown 4-0. But today held off the score sheet thus far. Andrew, it's just been one of those potent offensive performances from Humber we've expected to see throughout the season. Humber also playing very tight defensively and keeping their opponent off the board up until now.
Yeah, basically their MO all season. Offense and defense both playing up to standard here today and making things very difficult for the Sting. And both these sides just want to finish up strong here this afternoon. Humber's going to want to keep that clean sheet alive. Seneca just looking for 1 goal. Something to build off of to go into the Nationals.
Yeah, no doubt. The defense continuing to converge for Humber. A one to remember for Humber as they appear to be on their way to cruising to their 4th consecutive OCAA championship. And what would be their 10th in 12 years. Yeah, and no coincidence that at the helm for Humber, Michael Aquino has been in the head coaching role for 8 years, and it's been an exceptional 8 years for the Hawks. program. 9th year for Coach Aquino with the Humber Hawks. Just to correct myself there.
This has been a pretty clean, free-flowing half of soccer.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. We'll find out shortly just how much is tacked on, but kind of get the sense no matter how many minutes were added for the injury time here, it will not be enough. 4-0 for the Hawks.
Whistle, it's slowly center.
At this point, Seneca hoping to play spoiler here, maybe ruin that clean sheet for Zameda, but it's the Hawks now with the offensive chances. They rush down the left side.
Such ball control there by Cadell Thomas to kind of sweep that towards himself and by that corner.
We certainly saw a team coming into this game in Seneca that have only allowed 5 goals throughout the regular season, so you know that high potent offense from Humber meeting that tight Seneca defense, and it was quite a matchup, but ultimately Humber got that ball rolling, and you see the difference in emotions there from the Humber celebration to the disappointment on the faces of the Sting. But Andrew, it's not over there for Seneca. They will have a chance to.
Yeah, we have the gold and silver medals ready on the table over here.
As we have the player of the game presentation.
The player of the game for the Seneca Sting is number 11.
For the Seneca Sting, it's Hyman Sultani. Sultani coming to accept his Player of the Game award. Congratulations to him and the rest of the Seneca squad for a great season, a great provincial tournament. But like we kind of touched on, running into that immovable object in the Humber Hawks here on Championship Saturday, and Player of the Game award for the Humber Hawks. No surprise there, Abdul Aziz Babawali. Well done by the striker for the Hawks, 3 goals on the day.
Number 6, Atif Ali.
And we'll hand out some plaques for those OCAA first team All-Stars.
And number 21, Francisco Thomas Ciro.
Francisco Thomas Ciros, also one of those players designated as an OCAA All-Star. Of course, there's number 6, Atif Ali, we just saw a moment ago, so on that first team.
Tournament All-Stars from the Humber Hawks.
Tournament All-Stars for the Humber Hawks. Alex Mazarski, fabulous work by number 5.
Number 10, Luca Uccello.
No surprise, another tournament all-star for Humber, Luca Uccello, who has played his final game on home turf. And what a way to go out, Andrew. The gold medal.
There's that one more they want, though.
In the 2022 OCAA Men's Soccer Championship, most valuable player, number 2, Keegan Wilson.
And the MVP for the OCAA Championship Tournament, Keegan Wilson for the Hawks, who seems pretty fired up to get that lofty distinction.
Yeah, Keegan Wilson was overlooked for the regular season tournament all-stars, or regular season all-star selections, but I'm sure this will mean a lot more.
Looks like he also, not just a plaque, a new pair of AirPods for the young man. A couple teammates saying, hey, can I have those?
I'm sure the answer will be a swift no.
No. They
Of
want
course
the long
not. I
answer?
earned this.
Number 1, Anthony Guerrero. Number 2, Alex Medeiros. Number 4, Dylan Pirlo. Number 5, Steven Jensen. Number 6, Atif Ali. Number 7, Joshua Allegri. Number 8, Imran Abdullah. Number 9, Rashad Griffin. Number 10, Alex Lewis. Number 11, Hyman Sulatani. Number 12, Alex Ramirez. Number 13, Frank William Hendrick. Number 14, Marco Frangini Andrade. Number 16, Matthew Smith. Number 17, Adam Hoffman. Number 18, Adele Adams. Number 19, Aaron Toniolo. Number 20, Jaziel Barona. Number 21, Francisco Thomas Ciros. Number 22, Michael Pellegrini. Number 24, Tyler Cleghorn. Number 25, Daniel Pitoto. Number 26, Joel Ali. Number 30, Jaden Jerome. The staff for the Seneca Sting, the Joe Amato. Rob Kabika. Matt George. The therapist, Drew Clark Brewer. Coordinator, Shannon Wright. And the head coach of the Seneca Sting, Patrice Geyser. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 OCAA Men's Soccer Silver Medalists, the Seneca Sting. 2022 men's soccer OCAA champions. Anthony Jamaica. Keegan Wilson. Mateo Harrison. Isaiah Noel. Alex Sarsky. Hussein. Abdul Aziz. Federico Leal. Damian Hay. Luca Uccello. Vidal Thomas. Kobe Moa. Danny Medeiros. Santiago Jimenez. Cameron Hesla. Pinto. Noah McIntyre. Santino Di Bartolo. Sebastian Delgado. Ezekiel Carrasco. The coaching staff, assistant coaches, Alex Sabatini. Jason Mesa. Dominic Yantile. Rick Seneca. Team manager Mario DiLucia. Therapist Jamie Van Gootsen. The head coach for the 2022 OCAA champions, Michael.
Team manager. John Chris. John Chris from San Diego.
And manager John. If we can have the Humber College team captain come forward. Once again, if we can have the Humber College team captains come forward and receive the championship flag for them. Once again, your conference champions, the Humber Hawks.
A tradition of excellence continues for the Humber Hawks soccer program. The men capturing yet another OCAA gold. There's the banner shot, Andrew. We've had a lot of fun calling this game today.
Absolutely, and that banner is going to be proudly on display right by the Humber gym. I'm sure by next Monday, the players are celebrating with the plaque.
Playing in their final games on home turf is Alex Mazarski, Luca Uccello, Federico Leal, and Osman Hussein. And what a way to go out for some of those veteran leaders for the Humber Hawks. And they are getting turned up right now. I think that's what the kids say these days. Next stop, Langley, British Columbia. The CCAA National Tournament will feature the Humber Hawks and the silver medal team from today, Seneca Sting. Hats off to Seneca for a great tournament and a great game to watch. Humber hosts the soccer provincials in the OCAA and are able to capture the gold on home field. How sweet it is. And there you see the Hawks walking over with the banner. Interesting to note, Andrew, we see all those different years beyond the players. You have the years of all the national championship victories for Humber. Last year winning the national championship and perhaps adding one more when we head to the CCAA tournament next week.
In a couple of weeks, we'll find out.
And let's take one more look at some of those notable moments from the gold medal match. Opening goal of the game from Alex Mazarski. That got the party started. And then we had, after that, 3 consecutive goals from Abdul Aziz Babawali. And that would be the final. 4-0 for the Humber Hawks. We say goodbye to you. We thank you for watching here on Hawks Sports Network today. My name is Matt Hamill, and for my broadcast partner, Andrew Milani, and the rest of us here at HSN, thank you for watching. Have a great Saturday evening.